The MBA Student Conference themed executions as a competitive edge, skills, systems, and partnerships brought together MBA students, alumni, business leaders, and industry experts for a full day of engaging discussions, knowledge sharing, and networking. The conference opened with a welcome address from Professor Olayinka David-West, the Dean of Lagos Business School, who encouraged participants to take full advantage of the learning and networking opportunities. And this set the stage for insightful conversation and collaborations.
This conference is therefore not just an event, but an expression of what LBS stands for. It demonstrates that excellence at LBS is not confined to the classroom. It is actively lived out in how our students organize, collaborate, and engage with the world. By adding this conference to our student-led platforms, you enrich the leadership, innovation, and culture of excellence that define our school.
The keynote address was delivered by His Excellency Peter Obi, former presidential candidate and business leader. He spoke about the gap between strategy and execution, stressing that while ideas create vision, execution is what delivers real results. He also emphasized the importance of accountability, strong systems, and partnerships built on trust as essential for lasting success. The keynote speech emphasized the importance of strong execution in leadership, business, and governance.
When it comes to delivering the result, it is execution that matters. Just like I said, planning without doing will fail. Doing without planning will fail. So the critical thing I'm going to tell you today, as in my own little contribution as a trader, because in the business where I am as a trader, you are the CEO, you are the chief financial officer, chief operating officer, the cashier and everything. And I know that the critical aspect of what we are going to talk today is about execution.
A fireside chat on leadership with excellence explored how young leaders can leverage networks for personal and professional growth. Panel sessions led by industry experts focused on building execution-ready skills, designing accountable systems, and forming partnerships to drive innovation and growth.
It doesn't say that a leader must be, we're talking about responsible leadership. It comes with a lot of discipline. So it's somebody who is competent, who has the capacity and the compassion, the commitment. Because that commitment is what drives us. It's not something you can't execute halfway. You have that's why you have companies or countries that do well for 1 year and then the next year falls apart. Or you have somebody who is elected who does well for 1 year and then collapses. It has to be consistent. It's that consistency that makes all the difference. So when we talk execution as a competitive edge, it's something that must be consistent. It's the discipline aspect of it.
You can have all the plans in the world. You can have 5 years plans. You can have 10 years plans, good plans. But if you do not have the right execution, if you don't have the right leadership, if you don't have the guts to push, because we also learned that you can have the right execution, but if you don't have the guts, if you don't have the leadership to actually push the execution, because execution can be pushed back, right? You will not succeed.
I think there needs to be a system of learning, right? There needs to be a system of learning, and there needs to be a system of failing fast. So you need to fail fast, make accommodation for that, and then learn from that and begin to grow. That's what I think that organizations need to do. They also need to train their staff to ensure that they have the requisite capacity to deliver on the strategic objectives of the organization. Execution rather requires discipline. You need to be able to follow execution religiously.
The event ended with networking sessions where students connected with alumni, entrepreneurs, and executives, gaining mentorship and career opportunities. The conference was widely seen as a success, inspiring participants to view execution not just as a process, but as a true competitive advantage in leadership and business.